the most feared man in U.S. prison. Welcome to the most amazing channel. In the world of U.S. prisons, there are some men so feared, their names send chills down the spine of even the toughest inmates. But who's at the top of that list? Today, we're counting down the top 10 most feared men in U.S. prisons. These guys have built legacies of terror, and their reputations still haunt the walls of the nation's hardest correctional facilities. From ruthless mobsters to dangerous gang leaders, they've made sure no one forgets their names. Stick around to find out who claims the top spot, and be sure to let us know who you think should be number 1. Number 10. Richard the Iceman Kuklinski. Richard Kuklinski, known as the Iceman, was a notorious mob hitman with a chilling reputation. His brutal methods of killing, often without any sign of emotion, earned him the nickname. He claimed to have killed over 100 people, and one of the most terrifying aspects of his crimes was his unique method of freezing his victims' bodies, confusing investigators, and stalling forensic evidence. This method was a clear reflection of Kuklinski's cold and calculating nature. His reputation for cruelty followed him into prison, where inmates quickly realized that he was not someone to cross. Kuklinski was not just feared for his violent past, but also for his unwavering lack of emotion. Prisoners knew that provoking him could be deadly, making him one of the most feared men behind bars. Number 9. Aileen Wuornos. Aileen Wuornos was a prostitute who killed 7 men during the late 1980s and early 1990s, claiming she did so in self-defense after being attacked by her clients. However, her violent and erratic behavior made her one of the most infamous serial killers in U.S. history. Once she was imprisoned, Wuornos' reputation for violence and explosive temper preceded her. She was feared by both male and female inmates, who were often taken aback by her unpredictability and aggression. Her violent outbursts were legendary, and many inmates found themselves avoiding confrontation with her at all costs. Wuornos did not hesitate to attack anyone who crossed her, which only added to her fearsome reputation. In prison, she became a notorious figure, constantly on edge and ready to strike, making her one of the most feared women to ever be behind bars. Number 8. James Whitey Bulger. James Whitey Bulger was a notorious Boston mob boss with ties to some of the most dangerous criminal organizations in the world. He led the Winter Hill Gang, a powerful crime family involved in a wide range of illegal activities, from racketeering and extortion to murder. Bulger's reputation for violence and manipulation made him a feared figure not only on the streets, but also in prison. His connections with other criminals allowed him to maintain power and influence, even behind bars. In prison, he used his mafia connections to control and intimidate fellow inmates, ensuring that his reputation was never challenged. However, despite his tough reputation, Bulger was also known as a coward in prison. He would often hide from those who sought revenge or confronted him, showing that fear can lurk even in the most ruthless criminals. Number 7. John Gotti. John Gotti, the leader of the Gambino crime family, earned the nickname Teflon Don due to his ability to avoid conviction despite being involved in a wide range of criminal activities, including murder and extortion. Gotti's reputation in the criminal world was unmatched, and his influence extended far beyond the streets. Inside prison, Gotti was a force to be reckoned with. His ability to form powerful alliances and control inmates made him one of the most feared individuals behind bars. His power was not just in his connections, but in his ability to manipulate and control situations. Inmates respected Gotti not only for his criminal reputation, but also for his ability to navigate the dangerous world of prison politics. Even other criminals feared crossing him, knowing that Gotti's influence in the underworld made him untouchable, even in the harshest prison environments. Number 6. Charles Manson. Charles Manson, the leader of the infamous Manson family cult, gained worldwide notoriety for orchestrating the brutal murders of actress Sharon Tate and others in 1969. Manson's ability to manipulate and control his followers was as chilling as the murders themselves. He didn't need physical intimidation to instill fear. His power was in his mind. His ability to influence others, making them do his bidding, was what made him one of the most dangerous figures in prison. Though Manson was not a physically intimidating figure, his psychological tactics and manipulative nature made him a force to be reckoned with. In prison, he used the same manipulative skills to control fellow inmates and even staff. His ability to instill fear and control people's actions made him one of the most feared men in the prison system, as his presence alone was enough to make people think twice before challenging him. Number 5. Michael Vick. Michael Vick was once a celebrated NFL star, known for his incredible athleticism and success on the football field. However, his reputation took a major hit when he was convicted for his involvement in an illegal dogfighting ring, leading to his imprisonment. In prison, Vick's celebrity status made him a target both for admiration and for animosity. Some inmates looked up to him, while others saw him as a symbol of betrayal to animals. Vick had to maintain a low profile to avoid retaliation from those who despised him for his actions. Despite his high profile, his time in prison was marked by a constant need to watch his back. Knowing that his fall from grace had made him a marked man, his prison reputation was one of survival as he navigated the dangerous dynamics of celebrity in a hostile environment. Number 4. Shabad. Shabad, a feared gang leader, earned his reputation through sheer brutality and control over prison territories. His rise to power was marked by ruthless violence, and his name became synonymous with terror inside the walls of correctional facilities. Shabad was known for his ability to dominate large portions of the prison, establishing a reign of fear that made even the toughest inmates think twice before crossing him. His authority was not given. It was earned through calculated acts of violence and strategic alliances that kept others in line. Inmates knew that messing with Shabad was dangerous, as he had a reputation for retaliation that could quickly escalate into life-threatening situations. His ability to maintain power through sheer force made him one of the most feared figures in the prison system. Number 3. Sonny Barger. Sonny Barger was the leader of the Hells Angels, one of the most notorious and violent motorcycle clubs in the world. Barger's name was feared not only in the streets, but also behind prison walls. His violent past, combined with his leadership over the Hells Angels, made him a significant figure in the criminal underworld. In prison, Barger was able to maintain his status as a leader, wielding influence over other inmates through his reputation for brutality and his unwavering loyalty to his gang. Even behind bars, Barger's presence was commanding, and his ability to influence events within the prison system made him a formidable force. Inmates feared his violent outbursts and respected his leadership, understanding that crossing Sonny Barger meant risking their own lives. His ability to maintain his power while incarcerated was a testament to his fierce personality and control. Number 2. Donald the Don Gotti. Donald the Don Gotti was a major figure in the Gambino crime family, one of the most powerful and influential organized crime families in the United States. Known for his involvement in numerous violent acts and his connections to the mafia's underworld, Gotti's name became synonymous with fear. In prison, Gotti's power and influence were unparalleled, and he was seen as nearly untouchable. His connections allowed him to maintain control over the prison's criminal activities, and his reputation was so strong that even guards feared crossing him. Inmates referred to him as a godfather figure, a testament to the respect and fear he commanded. Gotti's ability to navigate the dangerous dynamics of prison life while maintaining his position of authority made him one of the most feared individuals in the entire U.S. prison system. His name alone was enough to make other inmates think twice before challenging his authority. Number 1. The Kingpin. The title of the most feared man in U.S. prisons is reserved for a figure whose chilling reputation extends far beyond the prison walls. This individual has not only earned fear for his ability to commit violent acts, but also for his strategic mind and capacity to manipulate the system itself. The Kingpin is not just a man of physical power, but one whose influence and ruthless leadership transcend the typical boundaries of prison life. His reputation is built on more than just brutality. It's his ability to control people, orchestrate violence from behind bars, and command the respect and fear of both inmates and staff alike. Known for creating alliances with powerful criminal organizations on the outside, the Kingpin made moves that reached far beyond the confines of his cell. His name struck terror because of the vast network he controlled, one that continued to thrive even after his incarceration. His influence was so profound that it affected the daily operations of the prison, with rumors of inmates receiving orders from him or even facing punishment for crossing him. What truly made him feared, however, were the acts he committed to solidify his power. This Kingpin orchestrated brutal attacks from behind bars, often using others as pawns to do his bidding. He terrorized inmates by exploiting their vulnerabilities, making them fear not just for their lives, but for their families and loved ones as well. His ability to exact fear through indirect means, whether through manipulation, blackmail, or psychological warfare, set him apart from the others on this list. An interesting fact about the Kingpin is that while his physical presence may not have been the most imposing, his ability to shape events from the shadows was his true strength. Some of his most notorious moments involve his unexpected ability to escape or avoid punishment, either by outsmarting the system or bribing those in positions of power. These acts of cunning and brutality, paired with his immense criminal influence, have cemented his legacy as the most feared man in U.S. prisons. So there you have it. The most feared man in U.S. prisons. His power, ruthlessness, and ability to control the prison system have made him a legend in the criminal world. Who do you think deserves the top spot? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling true crime stories.